Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss are two relatively new shows in the grand scheme of things, but some of the ideas that VivziePop has been playing with for both shows dates all the way back to her time dreaming up original characters back in high school, with so many changes across the way that you guys might find a bit shocking. Hazbin Hotel was released on YouTube as an animated pilot, but not much has been said about the project since then. After the pilot, VivziePop said she didn't want to just start working on a second episode, which could take 2 to 3 years to complete, instead leave her decades away from her goal of a complete series of about 3 seasons. Instead of producing more episodes of Hazbin Hotel for YouTube, VivziePop took the resources that she was getting from Patreon and merch sales at the time and started producing Helluva Boss, allowing us to see more of the world of Hazbin Hotel with new characters exploring its rings, keeping fans interested in the world until VivziePop can finish producing a season of Hazbin Hotel for a TV network or streaming service. In that way, VivziePop's approach to making these series is a bit genius. What a lot of people may not realize, however, is that the Helluva Boss characters were originally meant to be part of the story of Hazbin Hotel. Initially, Blitz and Moxie were imagined as side characters within Hazbin Hotel. They would still fill a role of assassins in the show, but from what I understand, they would have been sort of prankster types who cause a lot of trouble for the Hazbin Hotel crew. Interestingly, you can see Blitz throughout the scene in the Hazbin Hotel pilot where Charlie is on the news. His design is a bit different, but VivziePop has confirmed that this was an early draft of him. We can even see a silhouette of Moxie in the audience as well. While a lot of the background characters in the pilot are just extras with no significance, a large number of the demons we see appearing in the background or for short moments are actually meant to be important characters later in the series, and that includes so many different characters, which is sort of a problem. There are so many characters in Hazbin Hotel that VivziePop thought Hero Wars. Hero Wars is an online role-playing game available on your mobile phone, with a variety of ways to play and interact with other players. You're a hero running through a magical world, fighting bad guys, and getting more heroes for your team. There are over 50 heroes that you can ally with, and you can give them all sorts of really cool upgrades. It has a beautiful cartoon style that I appreciate over the 3D models used in a lot of games these days, and I know how much you guys hate 3D. You can play against others online, create your own guilds, and rise through the ranks, but my favorite part is just getting new heroes and adding them to your team and adjusting their stats. They all have a lot of personality in their designs, the kind you can only really capture in this cool cartoon format. Anyone who loves the distinct themed and colored characters like those found in Hazbin Hotel or Pokemon or what have you are probably going to enjoy collecting all of these heroes too. Honestly, if you guys make a cartoon web series about these characters, I'd watch it, just saying. I also really like these puzzle missions you can do. I saw them advertised a lot online, and it's such a fun way to earn extra goodies for the main game. Hero Wars is available on mobile devices and also runs on a web browser. Join the game now and get a super chest with a secret hero as well as 62 emeralds and 30,000 gold. Scan this QR code here or download the game from the link in the description down below or the pinned comment, and I'll see you in the game. While we don't know exactly when Helluva Boss started being developed or when the idea of the 7 Rings of Hell came into play, something VivziePop said from the get-go was that Helluva Boss would be used to explore the parts of Hell not seen in Hazbin Hotel. It would seem to me that through most of Hazbin Hotel's development process, what we now know of as the Pride Ring was the only thing that actually existed of Hell. We even get a joke from Katie Killjoy referencing the 9 Circles of Hell in Dante's Divine Comedy Inferno, but one that indicates the idea that 7 rings had not been thought up at this point in the development of the series. With a lot of the criticism of Hazbin Hotel being just that there's too much red, I think VivziePop decided to expand on the world of Hell by making the Pride Ring just one part of it that the sinners are restricted to, allowing them to create a bunch of new characters, lore, and locations with different colored skies to explore in Helluva Boss without spoiling anything fun they want to explore in Hazbin Hotel with the Pride Rings lore. While Helluva Boss has its roots in Hazbin Hotel has its roots in a comic series called Zoophobia. Zoophobia is the story of a human woman who mistakenly takes a job at a magic school filled with mystical anthropomorphic creatures, basically a furry paradise. The webcomic made it through one of 10 planned volumes and served as an introduction to the many characters that filled up its world. VivziePop has always had a knack for creating fun and interesting characters, each with their own iconic design and her unique style. Zootopia was meant to be an all-encompassing epic featuring so many characters that entire arcs would be devoted to side characters. One such arc, titled Angels and Demons, was planned for the latter half of the series, and was meant to focus on the characters that we now know from Hazbin Hotel trying to evade capture from an angel and her demon hunters. In this version of the story, even Charlie is an Earthborn sinner who became a demon, and has a very different design from the version we got in the Hazbin Hotel pilot. The current version of Charlie as we know her in Hazbin Hotel is so different from the Zootopia version that VivziePop has said that if she were to return to Zootopia and get to that Angels and Demons arc, that this Zootopia version of Charlie would continue to be used, with the only thing needing to be changed being her name. Vaggie in particular had the most changes in her character over the years as far as designs go. Alistair also appeared in this story, though there are many other characters who look a lot like him in it. As mentioned earlier, the characters are being hunted down by an angel and her demon hunters, 4 brothers with their own unique stories, but who all look somewhat like Alistair. In this version of the story, Alistair was more deer-themed, and in regards to cannibalism, was known for eating other deer. He was a shape-shifting trickster that could take on someone else's form to mess with them. While I don't know how much of Alistair's lore was decided by VivziePop back in high school, she has indicated that the premise of his character was something she thought up back then, likely just his trickster and prankster style that we know and love, as well as his general physical appearance. The cast included a few more characters, including Mimsy and Criminy. Mimsy appears in the Hazbin Hotel pilot for a few moments and is planned to come into the series later as a guest at the hotel. She apparently was madly in love with Alistair, but this was something of an inside joke and definitely not valid in the current iteration of Hazbin Hotel. Criminy is a hellhound who is also intended to be a main character, though Mimsy will be a bit more important than her according to VivziePop. While we don't know why these characters are checking into the hotel, a Hellhound guest in particular will be interesting, because Hellhounds are natural-born citizens of Hell, and while a sinner is at least theoretically possible to redeem, we don't have any evidence that the same could ever happen to a natural-born citizen, and I'm sure there will be a lot of fun to explore with that. Despite how far in the future the Angels and Demons arc was meant to be, VivziePop clearly had an interest in the story, and through continually developing it while working on the main Zootopia series, it eventually got a life of its own and led to VivziePop producing it as its own pilot. Even there, some changes have been made from start to finish. A lot of people don't even know that there was some actual footage of The Exorcist in the trailer for the pilot, for instance, but this was removed from the final release. Thanks again for watching this video, and to our sponsor Hero Wars. Check out the comment down below to get the app and play the game, and I'll see you guys next time.